In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the front inner tie rods on this Toyota Prius. Let's get into it. I'm going to remove the wheel using a 21mm socket. Take the lug nuts off. Pull the wheel off using a 19mm wrench. Loosen up this jam nut. That's loose. Using some needle nose pliers, I'm just going to take this cotter pin out. Just slide that out. Using a 17mm socket, take this nut off. Using a hammer, I'm just going to hit the top of the stud, press out the tie rod from the knuckle. There is different tools you can use, but it pops out pretty easy with a hammer. Now we're going to unscrew this, count the threads, because we want to put it back where it was when we go back together. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Using some locking pliers, keep the tie rod from spinning. And using the wrench, take this nut off. I'm going to use some hose clamp pliers. Take this hose clamp off right here. Just slide that off. There's a clamp on the inside here. Just use a straight pick. Just get underneath here. Just trying to spread the clamp. Just like that. Just grab the boot, twist and pull. Slide that off. Now you're going to need a tie rod removing tool. There's different types. This one just clamps on to any size. I'll just tighten this down. If you have the steering pushed so that the tie rod's as far out as possible, you can get these locking pliers on from underneath here, underneath the control arm. Just get them as close to the outer tie rod as possible. That's just going to prevent the shaft from spinning when we go to loosen this up. Now loosen this up. It's loose. Now because of the sway bar in the way, we're going to have to take the tool off, but we should be able to do it by hand. Take the locking pliers off. Slide the tool off. And spin the tie rod off. Just like that. Just gonna put the locking pliers on. That's good right there. I'm just gonna use a little brake parts cleaner, just clean out the end. A little oil in there. Take a little grease. Just go around here. And right around there, where the boot's gonna sit, you wanna put some grease there. That's good. You can put a little thread lock adhesive on the threads. Get this started. And using a special tie rod tool, torque this down. Holding the locking pliers, torque that to 41 foot-pounds. Slide it off. Take the boot. If your clamp is not reusable, you can use a wire tie if you have to. Otherwise, you might be able to reuse the clamp. Slide this over. And push it onto the rack. All right, that's on. If you can fit the special pliers in there, use those. If not, I'm gonna use some side cutters, make it a little bit easier. You just gotta be careful not to cut the clamp. Just squeeze it so it's tight. That's good, that boot's not going anywhere. Take the hose clamp, slide that on the end. That's good. Put the jam nut on. A little more than halfway. Take the outer tie rod, get it started, and count your threads. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Move the jam nut. Line this up in the knuckle. Take the nut, get that started. Snug it down first. Torque it to 36 foot-pounds. And see if the hole lines up for the cotter pin. And take your cotter pin that goes all the way through. And take some side cutters and bend the cotter pin and trim the excess. Now we're going to tighten up the jam nut. Use a 22mm wrench, snug that up. If you can get a torque wrench on there, torque that to 54 foot-pounds. Put the wheel on. The lug nuts on. I'm going to torque the lug nuts to 80 foot-pounds in a cross pattern to tighten the wheel down evenly. Go around again, double check. After finishing this installation, it's important to have an alignment done on your vehicle.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.